Welcome everybody to New Orleans. We are live for the 2K All-Star Tournament Championship. I am your community manager, Chris Manning, joined by 5-year pro and gameplay producer, Scott O'Gallagher. Scott, we have two teams ready to roll tonight. What can you tell us about these two teams?
Man, we got two teams, Chris, with similar styles of play. For you, those at home that aren't too much into the X's and O's, we got both teams that are going to play 4 shooters around the three-point line. We got 2 excellent point guards, arguably 2 of the top 5 point guards in the world when it comes to playing 2K basketball. Chris, we're in New Orleans. It's All-Star Weekend. You got to love it. When I come into the beautiful New Orleans, I think of, number 7, New Orleans Jazz, Pistol Pete Maravich. What a place to be.
That is definitely some great stuff there, Scott. Now tonight, as we mentioned, what's on the line for these two teams? $250,000 and a trip to all the festivities at All-Star Weekend. For the losing team, unfortunately, they're going to pack up their bags and head home. So here are the teams, as you see right here, and dressed in green is, of course, Still Trill.
Still Trill, Chris. They've had a great run to this tournament, really been a dominant run with an average point margin of victory of 17. So, I mean, they got Dimes, that we'll get into later, arguably the best player in the tournament. Man, we got 2 really exciting teams, Chris.
Yes, and you can see right there in the blue, Team Throwdown is also ready to compete in this championship game. Scott, are the nerves starting to settle in, or are these teams, do they have their swagger? Are they going to be okay?
I think the nerves got to get in, Chris. You got some of these guys that probably, I don't know if they've played in front of a capacity crowd, let alone playing for $250,000, and to say you are the best at 2K.
Yes, and let's take a look at how these teams got here, Scott. So what do we know about Still Trill versus Throwdown?
Two different styles, and obviously 2 different styles of how they got to this final, Chris. When you talk about Still Trill, they come into the tournament as the number 2 rated team in the entire world, led by Dimes, who's, like we've mentioned before, is arguably the best point guard in this tournament. They beat number 14 Island Gang to get in here, and then you come down into Throwdown. We look at Throwdown, what a story that we got here. They've beat 4 of the top 20 teams to get here to this road to the championship. And then again, Throwdown has come from the Xbox over to the PS4, Chris. They played each other December 23rd with Throwdown coming out with the victory there. They are very familiar with each other, so we got an exciting game on our hands.
Absolutely. How much do you think that plays a factor, that they are actually familiar with each other? They have actually faced off at some point in time against each other.
Yeah, that was a while ago, though, and we've had different personnel changes since then. Still Trill was missing 2, or didn't have 2 of the guys that are here today, and Throwdown didn't have 1. So I expect a totally different game. Guys were also flip-flopping positions. So now Styles is back. Dimes is back at his point guard position. So, man, it's going to be exciting.
All right, so let's meet our competitors. This is Team Still Trill. At the point guard position, we have Dimes, the most talked about player in this tournament. He's running in the backcourt with Swazurk. Tell us about these 2 players, Scott.
Man, when you talk about Dimes, man, there's a mixture of Marbury, Westbrook, and he's shooting it like Harden. 29.8 points per game, 13 dimes, and he's shooting it at over 70%, Chris. Teams have tried to zone him. It's failed. Man has not worked as well, so it's going to be huge for Throwdown to be able to stay with them, obviously.
At the small forward position, we have Timely Cook, and at the power forward position, we have Kenny Got Work. What kind of work are they doing down low, Scott?
Wow, Chris, when you talk about Kenny Got Work, you're talking 19.5 points per game, averaging over 5.5 attempts from 3, and shooting it over 70%. So when Dimes is down there creating, he's kicking out, Kenny's knocking that thing down.
And of course, the man in the middle, Detoxy's the guy that is the anchor to their team. So let's take a look at Team Still Trill. We caught up with Still Trill earlier this week, Scott. Let's take a look.
Well, before this, it was the music industry.
He was a good dancer. He rapped a lot.
And then found the game. I found 2K, decided to go in that direction. It's definitely an escape, keeps you out the streets, it helps.
We have to do something for you, man. You're growing up, you need to do something with yourself, you know what I'm saying? And hey, I'm doing something, Like, well, what are you doing? He say, I'm playing the game.
My mindset was I'm gonna do it, regardless of, what anybody thinks or anybody's saying. If, they doubt me, then I'm gonna just prove them wrong and, show them.
I would come over and, I asked Mom, is Trail home? And yeah, he's back there. So I go in and knock on his door, and I could hear him. I could hear the game going, and I could tell, somebody's losing and it's not him,
the main goal right now, to become an E-League player and hopefully the #1 overall pick.
I'm proud of him. He knew his path. He stuck to it. This is his avenue. This is where he was supposed to be at this time.
It's his life. It's what he really wants, to win. He's kind of has the LeBron spirit, you know, and I like that.
That's what I'm going for, and that's what I'm pursuing, to bring home the championship to Cleveland, just like he did.
So there's a look at Dimes, the most talked about player in this tournament, Scott. At one point, he had 50 points and 11 assists in this tournament. How tough and difficult is that kind of performance?
Oh my God, we didn't see anything like it, Chris. Not only that, did he have the 11 assists, he only had 1 turnover. You know, like we mentioned before, 13.5 assists a game and only 2 turnovers per game. So he does not turn this thing over. Does really well at controlling the tempo and pace. You're going to play at Dimes' style of play, I should say.
And of course, Dimes has one more thing standing in his way from that $250,000, and that is, of course, Team Throwdown, Scott. And you're seeing them right there. Nerves starting to set in, possibly. Maybe they have that championship swagger, but these guys look pretty relaxed. Both teams are ready to roll.
Yeah, and talking with them before this week, they are really calm. They're ready to go. They know that the journey that they have taken has not been easy. They've earned their spot here. Incredible game in the console final. I can't wait to see what this thing has in store for us, Chris.
And of course, in Throwdown's backcourt, we have Dev Goss and TD Insanity.
Dev Goss, Chris, this is going to be, he's that Steph Curry role, 18.5 a game, 12.3 assists, shooting it over 50 from 3. He's a guy that Still Trill's going to have to find in transition or he's going to make you pay.
And at the forward positions, we have Let's Ball Up and Big Shot Moody.
Oh, Big Shot Moody has hit the 3 to put the game into OT. And then you talk about Let's Ball Up, 17.5 a game, 5 boards. He's doing everything, almost 5 assists. The guy can play, really versatile. It really just makes them go.
And of course, their man in the middle, Scott, Kid Lit. What can you tell us about Kid Lit?
Kid Lit built this guy, 7'3", about 9.5 a game. He had 12 and 6 against the defending champion Druckerbacher's Chris. He knows when it's time to go, and he knows when it's time to show.
All right, so there is a look once again at Team Throwdown. And earlier in the week, we caught up with Devin Gossett. Let's check it out.
Max. You good? Oh, Max sits there and enjoys NBA 2K with me. He also watches NBA games with my mom out here. This man watches any game, really. Here we go, baby. There we go. There we go. Mama, we made it. Mama, we made it. Let's go. I probably play almost 6 hours, 7 hours a day.
Remember, man, after this weekend, I'm down as the greatest. We out here, son. We out here.
The NBA is going to be handing out contracts to play 2K, and you can make yourself a salary, like, basically to live off of. I'm amazed by it. I think it's the greatest thing ever. Right now, I am going to school for information technology. If I'm lucky enough to get that contract, I'll make sure I take care of my family and friends. I'm gonna finish and get my college degree.
So a great look right there at Throwdown's leader, Dev Goss. Scott, how is he going to get this team prepared for this match today?
He's just got to keep doing what he's done all tournament, Chris. Again, 18.5, 12 assists a game. He's really helped them. When you look at Throwdown's journey, like we mentioned before, they've beaten number 17, number 20, number 5, and number 1 to get to this spot. Road has not been easy, but boy, they're an exciting team.
All right, so you just learned about these two. Let's check out these team captains backstage with Hannibal Burris.
We're back here with the captains. How you feeling right now?
Feeling pretty good, ready to go.
Yeah? You doing all right?
Ready to hoop.
You think you're going to take this?
Ready to hoop, yeah.
$250,000 on the line. You guys have played each other before?
Yes.
And who took it?
We both beat each other.
Yeah? Okay. It's intense back here. Both teams are just looking very focused. They're sitting down, all weird and pensive. They're back there kind of in a freestyle cypher vibe. It's very intense back here. I'm excited to see the action. What's going to be your strategy for today?
Defense.
Defense, all defense?
We're going to run the table.
Going to run the table. Okay, I'm excited to see this. Video games, $250,000 on the line. New Orleans, drunk. Everybody, what is, oh.
So there you go. You hear from the team captains themselves. Scott, what's the mood back there in the locker room?
I think it's just nerves at this point, Chris. They got the butterflies. Imagine for those at home, every time you played against your friend and you shoot and it's the late game, you got that nerves. This is basically what every possession is going to feel like. Guys may start second guessing and thinking double, these turnovers or shot selection. Again, all these guys are here now. Okay, you're not playing online anymore. You're here, and then you got a capacity crowd watching you. So the mistakes, how can guys just forget about them, move on, continue to play, and execute.
And of course, last year, this all began with the Road to the Finals championship, another $250,000 won by, of course, Team Druckerbacher's,
Yes.
which did not advance into the finals this year, unfortunately. Yep. But it did set up the stage for the future of esports and what that means for NBA 2K. Here to talk about it, CEO, Take-Two Interactive, Strauss Zelnick, and of course, Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA. Let's take a look.
This opens up a league to virtually everyone, regardless of your age, sex, height, ethnicity, nationality. Everyone's on equal footing in this league. It's just a question of how good a gamer you are. But the structure will be very similar to the NBA. So rather than having the Clippers, we'll have the E-Clippers, we'll have the E-Knicks. And the notion is that these teams will draft just like in the NBA.
We've seen that people are incredibly excited about competitive gaming, and it's our view, our collective view, that what consumers are looking for is a professional league with professional players with a sport that's beloved, a sport that won't come and go, a sport that will only grow in popularity. So we're just thrilled to be part of what we believe is going to be a very significant enterprise.
And right there is the future of esports. Scott, what does that mean for these players backstage, knowing that there is even something bigger than the tournament tonight?
Having experience in the pre-draft camps and all that other, all these showcases, this is it right here. They're looking at these 10 guys right now. If I'm an owner, if I'm a GM of a team, I'm looking right here. Nowhere better else to look. This is an outstanding platform for them to check out. And let's just get this thing started, Chris. I can't wait.
Absolutely, and of course we are live from New Orleans, the home of the 2017 NBA All-Star Weekend, and this place is getting filled in as we are just under 2 minutes away from Team Throwdown versus Still Trill. Once again, $250,000 on the line, a trip to all the NBA All-Star festivities. The loser, of course, packing their bags tonight and heading back home, Scott.
Yes, they're playing in front of their friends and family, not just here, but at home. They're representing something here, just more than that. Again, you saw the stories of guys like Dimes and their parents just coming after them all the time. What are you spending all that time on the games and the sticks, and kind of a misunderstanding, but now there's really something here. So you want to go home with the W. That's what winners do, Chris. Winners win, and they take home that W.
And of course, as we're just over a minute away from starting this thing up, no pressure on these teams. The entire world has their eyeballs on tonight with NBA 2K17, the 2K All-Star Championship.
If there's one time, Chris, that these 5 guys got to come together, it's right now. Again, and I'm very curious to see how these guys play, and they try to fit in. Do they stay in and just play their normal roles? Are they really trying to shine in front of the cameras and then kind of come out of that, their role for the squad? So, man, this is going to be great. I can't wait.
Absolutely. So we are just getting ready very soon to tip off for that $250,000. Scott, we have Still Trill versus Throwdown. This is going to be one hell of a championship.
Chris, we've got great teams. We've got some players, some great players. We couldn't have asked for a better final, literally. You got the #2 team in the world who just ran through the tournament, and then you got Throwdown who took out 4 ranked teams, and it's like, what are you going to look at? You want the numbers of the road. Now they're going to come to a clash. We'll have a champion. Can't wait.
The road, of course, ends tonight, and that is live in New Orleans for the 2K All-Star Tournament Championship.
The NBA 2K16 Road to the Finals.
A road that's taken over 2 million plus games played, 100,000 teams.
And now these 2 are finally here.
I mean, it's an opportunity to call yourself the best.
Cinderella story is complete.
This is the night to prove you are the best in the world.
They're going to be looking out at the crowd, and the crowd will be looking right back at them.
We're in the virtual world, yes. The nerves are going to be just as high, believe it or not.
These 5 guys will be known across the 2K community, and it's very exciting. Their lives are about to change.
It doesn't matter what you play, whether you're in the virtual world, whether you're in Little League, football, you can call yourself a champion. There is something to be said about that.
Rated E for everyone.
Welcome to New Orleans, where we are live for the 2K All-Star Championship, where Team Throwdown will take on Team Still Trill for $250,000. This is the matchup we have been waiting for, and we are finally here. The moment is here to kick things off. He's from Chicago, Illinois. He's 5'10"-ish, 210 pounds-ish. Hannibal Burris.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah. Act excited. Stop texting. Yes. New Orleans, Louisiana. NBA All-Star Weekend. We are here in this building. $250,000 on the line. This is outstanding. $250,000 for playing video games. That's almost enough to buy your way into being like the Secretary of Education or something. I'm excited to be here. This is outstanding. Is that loud song gonna play under me the whole time? It's very distracted. Thank you. This is great. All-Star Weekend. I'm a huge basketball fan. Going to the All-Star game. I also feel like there should be an all role players game. Like an all, just Sasha Vujacic and people like him playing in it. I'm a big sports fan. I don't like when athletes bring God into sports. I want to thank God for helping us. So you saying God got favorite teams? Well, he's like, nah, I'm not really dealing with the Warriors this year. Just so like I wanna just help the coach. I wanna help him get this spread offense going. I wanna thank God for this. God doesn't care about 3-2 zone defenses. This is the game. It's gonna be outstanding. These dudes are here to play video games in New Orleans. This is outstanding, and you're here. That's how crazy video games have gotten. You're here to watch other people play video games. How intense is that? That dude up there is 50. I wasn't even pointing at a specific person, I just pointed in that direction. But there's a 50-year-old man in here to watch somebody play video games. But that's probably because he owns this video game. It's very exciting. New Orleans is a city of debauchery, and you could be the best demon you could be here. And you can drink, and you can do whatever you want, and you can do it at 6:30 in the morning if you want to, and that's why I'm excited to be here. You know, I'm excited to see how awkward it is between Westbrook and Durant at the All-Star game. People got upset about Durant leaving the Thunder to go to the Warriors. And while 100% it was a sucker move competitively, I get him leaving because I've been to Oklahoma City and it's a terrible place. It's terrible even if you're rich. You're like, I need to just get out of here. I don't want to be here anymore. I could be rich anywhere, and I want to leave. And so you shouldn't begrudge him for being that. And I went to Game 6 that they lost in Oklahoma City. I went to that game in Oklahoma City because it looked like they were going to win the series. And I wanted to be there in that energy and maybe ride that wave and have a threesome because of the good vibes. And and then they lost. But anyways, we're gonna get this started. You ready to get this started? I'm gonna introduce the teams. Make some noise, everybody. We're gonna introduce the teams. Yes, we're gonna start off with Still Trill from Memphis, Tennessee. He's a 6'10" power forward. Bringing the whole team out. Bring out Still Trill, everybody. Still Trill. From Memphis, Tennessee, 6'10" power forward. Kenny got work. Kenny Haley. From Cleveland, Ohio, 6'5" point guard. Dimes, Atreyo Boyd, everybody. From Antioch, California, we got a 6'5" shooting guard. Swizzard, Nick Gret, everybody. From Cincinnati, Ohio, a 6'7" small forward. Timely Cook, Trent Donald. And from Hampton Falls, New Hampshire, a 7'1" center. Detoxies, Chris Doyle. Still Trill. There they are, Still Trill, everybody. We're gonna bring out, please welcome the other team, the opponent. Throwdown, Throwdown, everybody. Please welcome Throwdown. From Springfield, Pennsylvania, 6'5" shooting guard. TD Insanity, Chris Delacabrezza, everybody. I definitely butchered that name. I butchered that. A 6'5" point guard. Devin Gossett, everybody. He has muscles. From Millbrook, New York, a 6'10" small forward. Let's ball up. Kyle Rudy, everybody. From Yorktown, Virginia, a 7'1" power forward. Moody Mitchell Franklin, everybody. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, like Wiz Khalifa, a 7'3" center. Kid Lick Chuck Tarrant. It's about to go down, $250,000, $250,000, and $250,000 exactly, because we don't have to pay taxes anymore because Trump is president. Anyways, y'all ready to get this going? All right, let's do it, let's do it. All right.
All right, so both of these teams are set to play. So here's a look at our competitors as they get ready to take the stage for $250,000, Scott. So let's take a look at Scott O'Gallagher's keys to victory.
All right. Chris, when you talk about Still Trill, the first thing they got to do is they got to keep the pace. They're the highest scoring team in the tournament at 85 points per game. Playing up-tempo, fast, they got to just keep that up. After that, you're talking about Dimes, arguably the best player in the tournament. He's got to continue to dominate. That is a huge key. However, how he goes, that team goes.
And of course, on the other side, facing off against Still Trill is, of course, Team Throwdown. Scott, what are the keys of victory for Team Throwdown? Throwdown
has been playing behind early in these tournaments. They got to get out fast, stay ahead. Don't get into just shooting that long ball. It's important that they do that. They got to run Still Trill off of the line, shooting at over 70% from three as a team. And last but not least, they got to control Dimes. No one in the tournament has been able to do it yet. We've seen a lot of zones from teams trying to stop them. We haven't seen much of man. They're going to have to junk him, I think, of some sort, change it up, bring over, double team. I would get it out of his hands if I'm Throwdown.
All right, so there you see it. Our teams are just about ready to tip off. $250,000 on the line, and they are going to tip this thing off in about 10 seconds here, Scott. Last thoughts.
Chris, this is the bright lights. Here we go. This is what we've been waiting for. You and I were here about almost a year ago, so it's time to go.
All right, and here we go. They are about to count this thing down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. So here we go, Scott, $250,000 on the line, a trip to all the NBA All-Star festivities, and these two teams are about to face off right here, right now.
Two elite point guards, two elite teams, both teams playing similar styles. Couldn't have asked for a better matchup, Chris.
And as you see the players right here, Scott, do you think there's any nerves going on right now? There's a lot on the line. This is for all the chips, baby.
No doubt, Chris. Anybody who's telling you they're not nervous is lying. right now, okay? This is it. This is when you're playing for this type of money, win or go home. This is like a game 7, especially in the virtual world. The time is now, Chris.
And of course, in those black uniforms, you see Throwdown right there. In the white uniforms, that will be Team Still Trill. So let's get this game tipped off right here, right now. And of course, you want to try to actually tip off the ball.
Maybe some nerves right there, Chris. A little missed time. Oh, no one's gonna show their hand. Here we go.
And right off the bat, both teams are trying to tip off towards each other. So once again, Scott, talking about these two teams in this matchup, what do you expect to see out of this game?
Both teams playing fast. The real matchup I'm looking at, Chris, is Let's Ball Up against Timely Cook. Again, you got a slasher and a lockdown defender. Which one of those two guys can make big shots? Obviously, they're both playing good defense. When you talk about Throwdown, you're looking at a guy in Let's Ball Up who's averaging 17.5 a game, but he hasn't taken a single 3 the entire tournament. In the virtual world, that's tough to do, Chris. You can shoot those by accident. So that's something Still Trill's going to have to look out for.
So, of course, when you're making your My Player in NBA 2K, you can choose an archetype. And what this allows you to do is specialize at one thing in the game. Break down the archetypes for both teams and how that's going to clash with each other here in this championship game.
Well, right now, when you talk about the point guard matchup in particular, you got Dev Goss and Dimes. Dimes is a playmaker, a little bit faster, better handle. Then Dev Goss is the shooter. That shooter archetype, obviously, it speaks for itself. He can shoot it better, shoot it longer. He can extend the floor. That's why I compare him to that Steph Curry, that Marbury handle-ish type of game. Then you've got the slashers, not as good as the three-point shot, like in Let's Ball Up. Timely Cook is a lockdown defender. When you think of it, the lockdown, think of Tony Allen. That's really how these guys have been building these players.
And of course, down low, you see Moody with that stretch big. How important is a stretch big on these teams in Pro-Am?
Oh, it's huge, especially for these teams that like to play 4 shooters around with 1 big guy inside. They want them to really stretch the floor. You got 2 of them, but they're different in the fact that Moody is a stretch big, so he's got the the bigger size, a little bit slower, whereas Kenny Got Work is more of a small forward sliding down to the power forward position. And then, you got, when you look at the bigs, you've got Kid Lit against Detoxy, both glass cleaners. Really that Ben Wallace type of archetype. Want a rim run, basically high speed, moving up and down. I like the way that these teams are currently constructed.
And speaking of currently constructed, they have a big advantage, Team Throwdown does, in the size department. Break down the size advantage for Team Throwdown versus the small ball type of style from Still Trill.
Well, Still Trill's got 3 essentially point guards, Chris, that they've moved around, whereas Throwdown, they're huge up in the front court. You're looking at 6'10", 7'1", and 7'3". And with Moody being able to big shot Moody like Robert Ory, knocking down them shots, he's been able to prove to make huge shots and make them pretty consistently.
All right, so we are about to tip off once again and get this thing started in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get into it. $250,000 on the line. Live from New Orleans, Team Throwdown versus Team Still Trill.
Here we go.
And Still Trill has control of the ball off the tip, Scott. And they're going to come
3
down
by
and
Kenny
shoot
Got
early
Work.
3. No good. Of course, Still Trill wearing those white jerseys and Team Throwdown in the black. And here's another wide open 3 from the corner, and that's good. So a 3-0 lead for Still Trill.
Throwdown cannot leave Kenny Got Work, Chris. 19.5 a game. He had 1 game in this tournament where he hit 12.
Yes,
gotta have a scouting report.
Of course, that 3 ball is so important in this tournament as a mid-range shot there by Dev Goss. And that's a point guard who's aggressive, Scott.
Yes, he is. That Steph Curry type getting into the middle of the floor. Watch out for him. He's an aggressive shooting point guard, Chris.
Absolutely. Not only setting up teammates, but he will take his team to the promised land. And right now it's a 3-2 lead for Still Trill. They're passing the ball up at the top, and here comes Dimes, one of the best players in this tournament, Scott.
This is a great I like what they're doing right now. 2-3 extended, really paying attention to Dimes. Contested shot. Well, they got to be one and done. Now they're running.
They're out as Dev Goss is over there in the corner. He throws the ball back up top to Kid Lit. And let's see them on the reset. Looks like they're going to run a high screen and roll here, Scott. How important is that screen and roll?
Dev Goss again. Chris, something you have to watch out for with Throwdown is they like to run that weave action. For those at home, the weave is like a dribble handoff. You're
And-
going from one wing to the other. They
And
get going,
here's
then they
a-
run that ball screen in. It makes it really hard to play.
And an early timeout right there by one of the teams. So we have a 5-3 lead for Team Throwdown. Scott, what's some of the things you're seeing about the tempo of this game so far?
Right now, I like what Throwdown did early in their possession. They got to focus on dimes. If you let somebody else in that lineup beat you with 20 or it has 15 anybody else than dimes, I can tip my cap and be happy with that. So that's their focus right now.
And what was it about dimes that allowed him to be so dominating in this tournament to get to this point?
The high screen and roll. Again, both teams are very similar. You're going to see a lot of high screen and roll. The weave action, I like that. I like what Throwdown did. Mix it up.
And for Still Trill, Scott, how important is Dev Goss getting hot early?
Dev Goss is averaging 18, Chris. He's huge. This is almost like par for the course from him. Can he have a big game and extend it past 18? That's the question, is where does this go? And then how does he get everybody else involved? That's the job of a point guard. You got to make sure you're understanding tempo and score.
And of course, you're seeing the teams right there, their avatars on the board. And we're going to get this counted down right now. In 10 seconds, we're going to resume action. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's resume.
I like the communication right now early. I need to see more life out of Still Trill. The game is still early. You're only down 2.
So here comes Dimes, and he's going to take the screen right there, Scott. Corner 3, back to Dimes.
Oh.
Dimes is going to shoot that. No good, but a foul over the back call. Still Trill ball.
A little too open.
So let's see what kind of offensive sets they're going to run early on in this game. You can see them pressuring Dimes, Scott, to your point, not allowing him to be himself.
That's the way to make him pay. That's a good look, though. Chris, that's a good look. You got to say, if you're in the huddle of Still Trill, that's where you want to go. Dive that guy in the middle. The weakness of a 2-3 zone is that high post.
And of
Throw it
course, Dimes throwing it down to the center, who's not able to convert on that jam, but they're going to run back on defense right here to stop Team Throwdown, who has a 2-point lead early on.
That ball screen, gonna be tough.
So they're going over to the corner, and they find a wide open Insanity who decides to pull it out. A little surprising there, but here comes Kid Lit and throws it down with one hand.
Getting on the board, that's good for them. He's only averaging 9.5 on the tournament. Getting him going early is important.
7-3 Team Throwdown, and they're gonna whip it back into the corner, and they love that three-point shot, Scott, but they're not able to convert there.
Timely Cook, that's who they want to take those shots.
And we talked about that size advantage as Let's ball up.
Good timeout.
Throws up two. So that size advantage showing through right here.
Yes.
The ability to rebound, Scott, how important is that?
They got to keep them one and done. That's important for Throwdown. They talked about that when we met with them earlier in the week.
So
that's an early one.
Three from Still Trill, and that's what they do so dangerous from behind the arc. Is Still Trill, 9-6.
Kenny got work, has got all 6. You got to know your scouting report. If there's one shooter you can't leave, it's Kenny.
And they're going back inside.
Oh,
and he steps out of bounds, but he's having a lot of space down there to operate, Scott.
Yes, if you're Throwdown, you're happy with the quality of shots, and you're happy right now with the tempo that you're getting. Nothing wrong with that.
And you can see Still Trill right there, fired up in this tournament as Dimes comes down and throws down a one-hand jam of his own.
That's Dimes. That's that 2-3 zone. You got to be able to stop the ball. I like what they did early. Didn't have so much success right there.
Dimes should have been a doctor because he will dissect you and your defense.
Lob.
And here's a lob down low, and Let's Ball Up opts in to throw it back out. They're trying to get that three-point shot. Scott, these teams like to shoot a lot of threes.
Oh, yeah, you're going to see a lot of threes. These teams are about in the top 5 when it comes to three-point attempts. No doubt about it.
And a blocking foul call.
I guard this.
As you see Sums. And here's, of course, the most talked about player in this tournament, Dimes. Let's check out his perspective right here. Of course, playing on that 2K view, you can see the whole entire floor. So when you come into NBA 2K, you see that broadcast view. Very much mirrors what you see on the real NBA broadcast. But, of course, players like to see that whole floor, see all the spacing, Scott.
Yes, it's a very popular camera view that a lot of our mic player guys are using.
And of course, when you're the point guard, you are the quarterback, so you can see Dimes trying to control the tempo for his team and get everybody involved as he's calling for a pick and roll there. So you can see what their strategy is, and the communication so important when it's a 5-on-5 gameplay.
Yeah, that's a great call, Chris. Dev with great D right there. Basically took on 2 guys. That's a good foul. They just need to get a stop here.
And here comes Detoxy, but Team Throwdown opts to foul, and now they are out of foul, Scott.
In the bonus, and for you guys there at home, these teams do not shoot a lot of free throws. Again, for round one, a lot of outside shooting. Spread them out, high pick and roll, maybe getting rolls to dunks. That's really what these teams do.
And of course, Team Throwdown be the #1 team in the world to get here tonight. Tied it up with a huge corner three.
They were down 10 with 2:40 to go, Chris.
Top notch in overtime.
Oh, he's going window, Chris.
Dev Goss calls bank, and now they have a 4-point lead here over Still Trill. But Still Trill tries to answer back with a bank shot three of his own.
I've never seen back-to-back banks ever.
Windows all day.
Wow.
The bank is open.
Get him some life. Big shot, Moody. Got it. They gotta watch out for him.
Absolutely. So you can see the ball movement, and there's another three up top from TD Insanity. And these three-pointers are absolute insanity as both teams hitting from a high clip, Scott.
Yes, and TD shoots less than 2 a game. I like the way they're running with that dive, man. TD. Oh, nice play.
So a great pass from Dimes. Once again, not only can Dimes score, but he can find his teammates. And let's take a look at Dev Goss on Team Throwdown in the blue there. Of course, Team Throwdown in the game, wearing those black uniforms, Still Trill. Wearing the white.
Cuts, just go baseline, and I got it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let's listen in.
Hey, switch it real quick. Hey, that's take your time. We're gonna be fine in that. Just switch it. There we go, Chuck. That's green, dude. Come on, move. Come on.
I like the communication right now, Chris. We're seeing with Throwdown. I like this a lot. Good communication, but the foul on the other end, that does not help. I think that's what they're discussing right now.
No, listen, just play the 3-2. We're good. Just play the 3-2.
They're talking about going to a 3-2 zone. Chris, one guy up the top, 2 on the wings, and then putting both guys down on the low post.
Last year in the championship, we saw the Druckerbackers make all the adjustments. You're seeing both teams tonight make adjustments on the fly, Scott. How important is that?
Oh, it's going to be huge. They're going to switch defenders, too. That's the thing, is who's going to end up guarding Dev Goss, who's guarding Dimes. Are they changing it up?
So about 15 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Good
a lot
action.
of passing. Swazurk out to Detoxys, who draws a foul.
Free throws again.
So Still Trill on the line with a chance to tie or take the lead here.
One of these teams, I know Nerves is getting there. It's the first time that they've been here, all 5 playing together. Communication definitely plays a part. But when you're talking 5-minute quarters, Chris, you don't want to be giving up 20-point quarters. Okay, that's roughly 80 for the game. 80 for the game. That's way too high.
So it's Still Trill with a 1-point lead with 8 seconds left in this first quarter. Let's see how they manage the clock here.
Throwdown's got a hold for the last shot.
Here comes Dev Goss, and he is not shy to pull that, but he opts into throwing it down to Let's Ball Up. He gets a dunk right before the buzzer. 2019 Team Throwdown. And there it is, a big basket after the first quarter. So
good patience.
Just like that.
Yes, Chris, good patience there by Dev Goss. Right there, take it. He wanted to shoot the 3 off of the screen. He got the dive, got a layup, got some momentum going into this second quarter. I like the huddling up here too, by the way.
Team Throwdown communicating. You can see Still Trill talking to each other. Again, communication is key when it's a 5-on-5 gameplay. You're accountable if you mess up. You're accountable if you leave your man open. You're accountable if you're the hole in the defense. And of course, the point guard is your leader as we take a look at it, Dev
He's
Goss.
absolutely your leader, Chris. He's the floor general. He's the guy, the one voice that we've talked about all year that needs to be leading this group. It could be anybody, but usually it's the point guard.
And let's take a look at the stats from the first quarter, Scott. What stands out to you?
Right now, when you look at it, Dev Goss is 3 of 3. Okay, then you look at Dimes. They've got him holding them to only 2 points in a quarter. That's something that we haven't seen thus far. That guy's got off to some amazing starts. And if you're Throwdown, hey, they're a confident group, right? But I mean, Still Trill's got an average margin of victory of 17 in this tournament, really unheard of. And their confidence is at an all-time high
All
right
right.
now. You gotta like that.
And we're about to tip this thing off once again in the second quarter. 10 seconds, everybody. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's resume action. Here comes the second quarter.
And they get the ball back. That's another thing.
So Team Throwdown in the black uniforms. Of course, we're live from New Orleans. $250,000 on the line in this championship game, Scott.
Oh, they left Dev open.
And here's Dev Goss, his first miss of the night, Scott.
You won't see many of those.
Here comes Still Trill. They get a lucky bounce over to the corner.
Something else that we should note, Chris, in that first quarter, and they just did it, about what I was going to say, is Still Trill did a very good job of managing those timeouts. Again, in this game, no different than real life. These players, the hotter they get, their rhythm and their confidence starts to grow.
And of course, Both teams had one tough road to get here tonight, but they have one thing standing in their way, and that's each other.
We haven't seen Still Trill play from behind, Chris, at all. So this is going to be interesting to see how they respond.
And here comes Dimes absolutely dancing and waltzing his way into the lane for a one-hand jam, and that's something we saw from Dimes this entire tournament.
This entire tournament, the Throwdown is making him work, but that was a great play by Dimes. Get in there, try to post up, slip off of it, get the dunk.
So here comes Dev Goss. His team now trailing by 1, but he gets the ball into
Let's
Let's
Ball up,
Ball
Chris. Does everything for him. 17 and a half, 5 assists, 5 boards.
All the way.
And how important is it going to be for that front court to kind of be there down low and attacking Still Trill?
It's got to be better than what it is right now. There's too many layups at the rim.
And
Good
Kid
foul by
Lit
Still Trill.
lights up the opposing player on a screen.
It's a good foul. I'm not a huge fan of pressuring in the backcourt, but that's what Still Trill has done, because then you're playing the numbers game if you miss.
Of course, Still Trill in those white uniforms. Team Throwdown in the black uniforms. Both teams competing here for $250,000 live from New Orleans. Here comes Moody down the lane, doesn't get it, gets his own rebound, gets stripped. Still Trill ball. So that's one thing that's dangerous when you're a big, is having those small guards come in there and swipe down at the ball.
Absolutely, and the nerves, I think, are starting to finally go away a little bit, Chris. You're seeing these teams hone down on defense, contain the basketball.
One thing we're also seeing, Scott, is these teams are taking each other out of their comfort zone. So a one-point game early on in this championship match.
Absolutely, they're managing Dimes right now, and if you're Still Trill, just continue to keep doing what you're doing. Just play your game.
And make no mistake about it, you can see the intensity on all these competitors' faces as Dimes comes down here, trying to read the defense, but he decides to drop step.
Nice.
What a dunk by Dimes right there.
That's Dimes. He's got 6 on the board right now.
And coming the other way is Dev Goss. No stranger to shooting, but big shot. Moody throws it up. A contested shot. Kid Lit able to get the rebound and the foul on the putback. So 2 free throws coming down for Team Throwdown.
Both teams doing a better job of throwing these guys off of the 3, Chris.
You can see, once again, the look on the faces of these players. This is where all the chips are. It is all on the line, live from New Orleans. $250K going to the winning team.
Kid Lit's got 7, averaging 9 on the tournament. He does average, Chris, 2.5 blocks, so he's got to get it going defensively for that. There it is, that another rim run.
Maybe a little bit of overpassing, Scott. We talked about it when the nerves set in. Sometimes you make some ill-advised passing.
Absolutely, and this is what we talked about last week, Chris, when they beat Top Notch. Top Notch only turned it over 2 times per game. They turned them over 13 times. So Throwdown does have the ability to do that.
So again, you can see the look on these competitors. We're live from New Orleans. And this is where it all goes down in the championship game.
We good. Hey, calm down.
All right, so 10 seconds, and we will resume this right now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's pick it up. So you can hear those competitors talking. A lot of communication for both these teams early on.
Don't be surprised if they screen for the inbounder here. They went to it, didn't get it. That's a shot that ended up tying the game.
So they throw it down inside. Kid Lit gets the foul going up. And once again, we talked about that size differential for Throwdown. Why is that such an advantage, Scott, right here in the early going?
Well, Kid Lit built his guys 7'3", Chris. And they're huge on this front line. Again, that front court, you're looking at 6'10", 7'1", and 7'3".
And that size is definitely giving Throwdown a little bit of an advantage here as they have a 1-point lead mid-second quarter.
1-point lead. This is great for Throwdown. If you're Still Trill, you're happy as well because Dimes really hasn't gotten off yet.
Absolutely, but he's surveying the floor, and that's the thing that makes him so good as he pulls in the double team. A pass to the corner for 3, no good. And here comes Team Throwdown.
Timely Cook, he's a lockdown defender. That's the way to know your scouting report.
And a little bit of overpassing there from Team Throwdown.
It doesn't have a very high
here
percentage.
comes Dimes, and when he has the ball in his hands, that could be dangerous for the opponent.
Got to take advantage of those fast break opportunities, Chris.
He's going to look and survey, comes around the screen. You can see them throwing the double team.
Smart play.
Ball back in Dimes' hands.
A lot of give and go here, Chris. Watch, you'll see Dimes give it up. Oh, you can't leave the basketball. Number 1 rule when playing defense, Chris, you cannot leave the basketball.
All right, so we're going to check out a player perspective here as this thing continues on.
Still Trill, Chris, coming in the tournament at 85 a game. High pace.
And you can see the defense hounding each other. Nothing is going to be easy in this game, Scott.
Yes, Moody shooting it at almost 69, 68%. I wonder if he's having some second guessing some of those shots.
And right now, Kid Lit getting to the line once again. It's a great strategy. They have the size advantage, Scott. They're dumping the ball down to Kid Lit, and he's getting lit from the line.
You're right. He's already over his average. We saw this last year, if you remember, with Styles and the Drucker blockers.
So here comes Dimes once again.
Nice
Throws
pass.
it down to a cutting Swizerk, who's not able to convert on that two-hand jam. So that's the second missed dunk that they've had tonight, but he'll be going to the free throw line.
It was
for two.
contested. That's the important thing. Still too many easy looks, especially with these cutters diving. If I'm Throwdown, they gotta get in the huddle and talk about that for sure.
And Swizerk hits his second free throw. Still Trill takes a 29-28 lead.
Yep, Swizerk averaging 8 points on the tournament. Very solid player.
So a big steal right there from Dimes, and you can see that player icon.
Nice, good vision there by Dimes. Good, get it up initially, look for that rim runner, get the easy two.
You can see that grand badge lighting up. Explain to the people at home what a grand badge is.
Chris, we got a minute to go. This is going to be a big minute right now for both teams. How do they close them out? Closing out quarters, Throwdown did pretty well. Can Still Trill hold on? Oh, they left maybe the best shooter. Oh.
Not able to hit that
Again,
three.
Chris, when I talk about rhythm and momentum, he hasn't had a layup. He hasn't gotten any easy shots, so it's going to be much tougher hitting that shot coming off of the screen.
You can see the communication right there on Still Trill. Every possession matters.
These guys all look like they're dialed in, shaking in, maybe at some past layups. They can't make a mistake here. All possessions are just so crucial.
Absolutely, and to get to this point, you have a lot of communication between these teams, a lot of adjustments on the fly early on in this game. Scott, what's the theme that you're seeing for both teams here?
Can Still Trill get Timely Cook going, averaging 13 on the tournament? Again, he's a lockdown defender. You think of a lockdown defender, I always say look at Tony Allen. Not great from the three-point line. So can they get him going by any means necessary?
And here, let's take a look at the stats so far in this game. What stands out to you, Scott?
A lot of layups, Chris. A lot of layups, a lot of dunks, too many easy possessions. I mean, but that's naturally what happens when both of these teams are 4 around 1, really spread. You're going to see a lot of layups.
And of course, a look at the teams. There's Still Trill and Dimes shaking his head there. A lot of nerves on the line right here for $250,000 and a trip to all the NBA All-Star festivities. And let's count down to resume the action right now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's resume. So a 3-point lead for Still Trill as they inbound the ball to Dimes.
Got anywhere from about 3 to 4 possessions here, Chris, depending on how fast they're playing. Oh, caught Kid Lit sleeping.
And you cannot leave anybody open in this game. They can all shoot the 3 ball as Timely Cook cooks up a 3 of his own right there from the corner.
Absolutely, just as we talked about it, Chris. Can they get him going? And they did right there.
So now it's Team Throwdown. They're gonna opt to go into their center, back up top. There's TD Insanity.
Still Trill looks like they found their rhythm here defensively, Chris.
Let's ball up.
Contesting all shots.
Throws a layup up, not able to get it, and he's gonna get stripped underneath. Throwdown ball.
Throwdown desperately needs to score here, Chris. Desperately needs to score.
This is a big possession with 39 seconds remaining until halftime.
Oh, that's a questionable shot right there. Maybe going 2 for 1.
They are able to get the rebound, but they throw a bad pass up top, picked off by Still Trill. And let's see what they do here. So here's
Still Trill staying to what they've done all year, Chris. Oh, is that a foul? And looks like they're going to be shooting. Big momentum swing in favor of Still Trill. They're really active in the passing lanes. They're going to force you to back cut them, and they're doing a great job in turning them over.
And of course, Timely Cook is a lockdown defender. That means he's going to be a specialized defender type of player. Scott, and right there you see that red icon, that grand badge on the screen. What does it mean when a grand badge lights up for those that are watching?
Your skills are at a high right now, that you are essentially locked in, Chris, at the best of your abilities for what you are doing. No doubt, and that defender, look for the steals to essentially pick up. Look for him to get into the guys.
And of course, we have many modes, many fans. I'm sure fans of my team are going to be typing that code in right here, right now, for a little gift from NBA 2K to our My Team fans. So
love My Team.
Of course, my team, you can put the best players of any generation on a team, build your team out, and go and compete with the best of them.
Absolutely. We got an amazing group back in California working on that. So shout out to them.
Once again, we are live from New Orleans. $250,000 on the line. See Still Trill there in the left side. Team Throwdown, shot of their team right now.
Yep, looking a little down. If you're Dev Goss, just keep them going. Again, no lead is safe when you're playing against Throwdown. Down 10 against the #1 team in the world with 2:40 to go. Then they were down 6 with 8 seconds to go, Chris, and they still found a way to win.
All
Gotta
right,
keep it up.
let's count down back to the action starting right now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's continue the remaining moments of the second quarter. The second free throw is up and good, Scott. 35-28, Still Trill.
Timely Cook messing around with Dev Goss's rhythm.
There's about just under 2
That's
seconds.
deep.
Shot clock
Big
difference,
shot.
but there's
Big
a
shot.
huge three, as you mentioned, for Team
Driving on the
Throwdown.
slot, throws a skip. All right, here you go. If you're Still Trill, hold for one.
And let's see what Dimes does here. He's a magician with the ball. He's going to hold up near the top. He's going to take that high screen and roll. He's going to slash down into a Swazurk, who cuts to the basket for a 2-point jam.
The bad communication on the weak side. You say, what is the weak side? If you split a line down the middle of the court, wherever the ball is on the strong side, the opposite side is the weak side.
4 seconds remaining. Let's see what Dev Goss does here. He's going to do a crossover. He's going to pass it to the corner. He's going to get it to his teammate, but I don't think that
That
counts.
did not get off the time. Smart play there by Still Trill. Put 2 on the ball and force that pass.
37-31 at the end of this quarter. What are some of the stats that stand out to you, Scott?
Well, Detox has got 12. He's playing well. He's an average of 15 a game. You got Kid Lit with 11, so the bigs are playing much better than we expected. Getting a lot of layups. The 2-point guards that we focused on having slower starts, but still shooting at a decent percentage, obviously. Obviously 3 of 6, 50%. And you know, we're 3 of 4 for Dimes, so.
So, of course, you're seeing some of the stats right there on the screen. A fairly fast-paced game, a lot of defense in this game, Scott. You're seeing a lot of hounding defense.
Yes, there's a lot of hounding defense. These teams, again, play a similar style of ball. Still Trill, like we mentioned minutes ago, it looks like they found their rhythm, Chris, especially defensively. They're really active. They're getting some turnovers and getting some easy layups on the other end.
What are some of the themes that you saw in that first half? Is there anything that stands out to you that maybe is a little bit different from the road on how they got here?
Still Trill is not shooting the 3. Still Trill about 75% roughly as a team. I mean, they're having games of 16 of 21, 12 of 15, stuff like that. They've shot it really well. So Throwdown has run them off, but to Still Trill's credit, they're taking what they give you. They're getting their stops on the defensive end. They've gone on those runs, and that's why they have the lead right now.
Let's check out a word from Dev Goss with Hannibal Burris standing by.
Hey, what's up? I'm here with Dev Goss. How you feeling right now?
Not too good right now. Not too good.
Yeah, you guys came out strong in the first, and you had the lead, and now you're down. What do you think you need to change up?
Just make the right changes. We'll make it the second half and come out.
What adjustments you think about?
Defense. Got to get stops.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
All right.
So a word from Dev Goss there, Scott. What are some of the adjustments that Team Throwdown needs to make in the second half?
I would say on the weak side, all right, or for those at home that aren't as big into the X's and O's, it's just making sure that those cutters are not flying wide open to the basket. They got to be able to start that play inside out. I know they're really worried about the 3-ball, and that's essentially why those are open. But there comes a time where they need to communicate who's taking where. There's been some misassignments that's equal dunks. And if not only that, if you're Throwdown, Chris, your journey has been unbelievable, okay? Again, beating 4 of the top 20 in the world.
Absolutely. Let's check out Dimes standing by with Hannibal Burris.
All right, we're here with Dimes. You guys started a little slow, and now you took the lead. How you feeling right now?
We definitely need to play better defense. Got to play better defense, got to get faster buckets, and we got to get these rebounds. We getting the stops, but we not getting the rebounds. We got to get this rebound. We get the rebounds, we take away. We win this game.
How's the team holding together?
We fine. We fine. We just communicate a little more on defense, and that's all it comes down to, defense.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot.
So, Scott, defense is on mind. How important is it to make those defensive adjustments and hold it down right now against Team Throwdown?
Chris, you've heard it before. Defense wins championships. If you want, it's tough to run if you're getting the ball out of the basket. Both of these teams want to run, therefore they got to get stops. If you're in the huddle, if I'm Dimes or I'm Dev Goss, you know what I'm telling my crew, Chris? We're 10 minutes away. That's it. You just lock in. 10 minutes away, take in intervals of maybe 2 to 3 minutes and lock in.
All right. Let's check out Hannibal Burris standing by.
All right, that was intense, man. That was very intense. I won't tell you who I gambled on. I'll keep it all to myself. I like to gamble. I go to the casino sometimes. I like craps. You play craps? I like craps. Because you can bet against the person that's rolling the dice. It's the only casino game where you can be openly negative towards a stranger. You can say, I don't believe in him for $20. I don't believe in him. I don't like his hat. I don't like his vibe or the cut of his jib. I like blackjack too. If you played blackjack before, they say go buy the book to give yourself the best chance at winning at blackjack. That means certain things. Don't split 10s, double down on 11 if the dealer's showing the 3 these different rules. One of those rules is you're not supposed to hit on 17. But if I have 17 and the dealer's showing 10, I'm supposed to assume dealer's down card is a 10, so I'm staying on 17 against theoretical 20. I'm going out like a bitch. That's not how I like to live, so sometimes I hit on 17. The situation came a pack table at 17, dealer showing 10. I was the last one to go before the dealer flipped. I said hit, and everybody at the table went crazy. No, oh no, he's on full tilt, no. Even the dealer said, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Hit, hit. I'm hitting on 17. I busted out 27. Turns out dealer's down card was a 5. I took his 10. He would have busted out with 25. His next card was a 6. He got 21. Everybody lost. I took everybody down with me. Yeah. That's kamikaze blackjack right there. And you know, to be honest, it was way more fun than winning. It was only a $5 table. On to the next one. It's gambling, baby. We got all night. Drinks, drinks, drinks. Let's do this. All right, y'all. Let's get prepped for the second half. $250,000. $250,000 for playing video games in your parents' basement. This is amazing. Video games. I'm jealous of everybody here. Let's do it. $250,000. But you know what? You know what's tough? Somebody's gonna get $250,000, and then somebody's just got a trip to New Orleans, and that's it. They're just getting a T-shirt. It's gonna be just 5 sad dudes. We don't know who's gonna be sad later. Tune in. Either them or them, they're gonna be very disappointed. But that's sports and that's life. Everybody can't win. And somebody's gonna get $250,000. And one of them is gonna spend it horribly. They never had money before. They don't know what to do with that shit. Gonna buy a bunch of V-neck T-shirts. Who's gonna do it?
No threes.
All right. Second half. This gig is crazy. All right. I'll see y'all soon.
All right, so both our competitors are set up. Scott, what are some of the things you saw from both teams in the first half?
Throwdown is +6 on the boards. They're taking advantage of that front line. But they also have 6 turnovers compared to STILL Trill's 1. So that's huge. And the fact is who's going to press? Is Throwdown going to start pressing now that they're down? Are they just going to continue just to fight and just slowly get back in this thing? Again, it's right there in front of them.
Absolutely. So let's get back into the action in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one more half of basketball left.
Yep.
To determine the winner in this 2K All-Star Championship game.
Something else that we need to pay attention to is Let's Ball Up, their slasher for Throwdown. Again, 17 points and 5 assists, but he's already got 3 turnovers. Does he continue to be aggressive and play with that, or is he thinking about the 3 turnovers?
And you see the halftime report here as these players are going to get set to continue the third quarter action.
Yep. This is kind of what we anticipated, Chris.
Absolutely.
Again, a close game.
Still Trill in the white uniforms, Team Throwdown in the black uniforms. You're, of course, joining us live. Thank you. From New Orleans for the 2K All-Star Championship. 10 minutes away from $250,000 or going home with your bags packed. So let's get into the action here. Kid Lit throws a ill-advised pass
Extra
up top.
passing, little extra passing.
And here comes Still Trill. They throw it back to the trailing man. A three-point shot up and good. What a shot by Still Trill. And you can see how fired up this team is right here.
That was huge. Swizzler dropping it from deep. That was a contested shot. I questioned it at first, Chris, but hey, it goes in. That's one of those of the coaches saying no, 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 yes.
Well, of course, Still Trill opting into that small ball style of basketball. And Dev Goss is not shy to hit one right back on him.
Still Trill's got to communicate when he's coming off screens. He's probably the best in the tournament when it comes to shooting off of them.
Still Trill 40, Team Throwdown 34.
First three of the game for Dimes.
Make that 43 to 34, so a commanding 9-point lead with 3:50 left. But Scott, let's not forget about what Throwdown did to the #1 team in the world. A unbelievable comeback.
Epic
comeback.
Let's listen in.
That's cool. Get a good possession. Wait on your boy. Wait on your boy. Wait on. There we go. There you go. Let's go!
That was huge. Again, Dimes is eventually going to get there. They're playing him on an island.
And this is the dangerous thing about Dimes. He can control the game just like that. A monster and one jam. He's going to take the free throw, and that's up and good.
Big play. Dimes now with 12 and 6.
Still Trill up 10, 46-36.
5 of 6 from the field is Dimes.
We got him where we want him, man.
And he says we got him where we want him, Scott. They're feeling good about themselves with a 10-point lead.
No, three. I got you.
I like what Still Trill's saying. No threes. This is how Throwdown got back. If you Throwdown continue to take the layups and hit that roll. Oh, let's ball up. Nice little jumper there.
A nice mid-range jump shot right there. That mid-range so important in this tournament. That's a shot that's going to be open in these zones, Scott.
Yeah, can Throwdown get some stops now. Again, when I talk about pressing, there you go. Dev Goss getting out of this containment.
Of course, we're checking it out from Dime's point of view in that 2K view that fans love so much.
They're really extending that 2-3 zone.
Another three by Still Trill. They are lighting it up from behind the arc.
I don't care what we give up.
Kenny got work. He's hit 12 of them in a game. The guy can shoot it.
But as we've seen so much in this tournament, even though it's an 11-point lead, Scott, no lead is safe tonight.
No lead is safe. If you're Throwdown, just get this thing under 5. You want to go in there under 5, you can't get this thing down. But they got to put some stops together.
Of course, you saw a shot of Team Throwdown there, down 9. Very focused. Oh,
it's a good foul.
They fouled down low, so that's a good contest of the shot. They're going to send Still Trill to the line for 2.
Chris, when is Throwdown going to come out of this 2-3 zone? Because you're really putting Dev Goss on an island. Because when Dimes goes over the middle, that means that back line post is going to have to show up. When he shows now that that cut is wide open, it's going to continue to be there.
And of course, a shot of Still Trill right there.
Hey, on these free throws, you don't release it early like
something that we mentioned in the pregame too, Chris, is that Dimes see nothing but a 2-3 zone.
No, they're calling
so
late though.
Thinks that they can play
All right, let's resume action in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's head to the free throw line with Still Trill.
Chris, Moody is yet to get on the board. They got to get him going.
Of course, Moody was the one that in the championship game on the console hit a game-tying three-pointer to send the game into overtime against the #1 team in the world, top-notch. Team Throwdown had an unconceivable comeback to win that game, so do not count them out of this quite yet.
Nope. You got Moody, you're always in the game, especially from the corners. But credit to Still Trill, they've done an outstanding job of knowing where he's at, no easy looks.
And Kenny got work. Well, Kenny got free throws. Gives Still Trill a 51-40 lead.
Block. Side out.
Timely Cook, as we mentioned, again, one of the best probably, those guys in the underground saying he's the best lockdown defender that was in this tournament.
That's you, XDM.
So you can see the look of intensity on these players' faces as $250,000 is on the line. We're live from New Orleans here at the championship game.
Another foul.
Chris Manning, your community manager, joined by Scott Gallagher. on the call tonight.
I got Dev.
And you can see the look of Team Throwdown's disappointment so far. So,
I mean, they're down 11, 2 minutes to go. This is exactly where Still Trill wants to be.
there's a live look in at Team Still Trill in the green, Team Throwdown in the blue. Team Throwdown looks a little dejected right now, Scott. They have to stay in this thing.
Yeah.
Mentally, you have to stay in this.
Their Throwdown is just got to continue to take what they give them. I would spread them out and just pass the ball, move it around, see what you can get. There's easy baskets to be had.
And of course, Team Throwdown inbounding the ball in the black uniforms, Still Trill in the white.
Very active.
Pressuring the ball quite heavily, Scott.
That's what they've been known to do, Chris, all tournament. They're going to make Let's Ball Up beat them.
And a nice cut from the baseline by Kid Lit, and they get an easy two. They need more of that. They need to go back inside where they saw some positive scoring in the first half.
If they want to open up Dev Goss, that's that high look, dumping it to a big at the free throw line, then back down underneath. That's something that's going to open the ball.
There's a big block by Throwdown.
Hey, 9 seconds.
Not bad hustle there,
Still
Chris.
Trill, 9 seconds on the shot clock here.
Moody.
So here comes Diamond, so dangerous with the ball.
You got me. Come on. Wow.
They're opted not to double. Still Trill absolutely dissecting this defense right now.
Still Trill come out at the half ready to go. Nice little play right there to end the clock.
54-42, Still Trill with a 12-point lead. Minute 25 remaining in the third quarter as Moody comes down and gets on the board for 54-44.
Looks similar to like what we saw last week, Chris.
Absolutely.
They're going to pick it up here.
No lead is safe, but Still Trill is making sure to make all the right adjustments and being patient with the ball as they're trying to high screen and roll. Back to Detoxies, back to Dimes. He's going to use that screen. A little dribbling up top.
Nice pick and roll. He's got
nice pick and roll towards the basket. He loses the ball, but Dimes gets the rebound, kicks out. No good.
Don't want to leave him, Chris.
Throwdown grabs the rebound, and here we go. This is their chance to make a big score.
Moody's time.
Big shot Moody from the corner. That's what he's known for. And let's take a look from Dime's point of view as we're wrapping up this third quarter with about 40 seconds left, rather. And Dimes goes up and hits a circus shot. 56-46, Still Trill.
Way to answer back for Still Trill. Still got that nice, comfortable 10-point lead.
So here is Dev Goss, throwing it down inside. Let's ball up, goes up. They call a timeout. Maybe thinking they were going to get a 3-second call there.
Good work. Let's go. And we get ball.
Timeout after 31 seconds here. And score and stop. Score and stop. That's all you're thinking right now if you are Throwdown.
And you can hear Dimes, the leader of the team, saying we're going to get ball, talking about clock management, how important that is late in these games.
Oh, we've seen teams exit because of bad clock management.
And Dev Goss not able to hit there off the screen.
Throwdown keeps it. 19 seconds, Chris.
19
Holding
seconds.
For the last shot.
Yes, absolutely. I was just about to say, of course, 24-second shot clock. They have 19 left.
Oh.
And they turn over the ball on the inbound.
Huge.
Still Trill is going to get the ball back. That's a huge turnover to end this third quarter, Scott.
Those turnovers, you cannot have those type of turnovers. So I'm Dimes, I'm clearing it out. I'm setting it up right around the logo. They want to go side screen and roll here, Chris.
So here is Dimes.
Watch out
7
for Kenny.
seconds left. Kicks
Watch
it
out
back
for Kenny.
out. No good by Kenny, but a tip in, no good. And here comes Throwdown. They have a chance to throw it up. Here's a half-court shot up, and oh, rims out. Right there, brick right off the front.
Great quarter for Still Trill. Right in. Again, now here we go. You're minutes away. Minutes away, lock in. If you're Throwdown, I don't care what anybody says offensively. You got to put together stops.
But let's not forget, down 13 going into the fourth quarter. Team Throwdown in that championship game on the console side was down 13, and they came all the way back to come back and eventually win in overtime against the #1 ranked team in the world, top notch.
That was one of the more epic comebacks I think we've ever seen, Chris. Again, down 10 with 2:40 to go and playing defense. Then down 6 with 8 seconds to go. They've found ways to make this happen. They got to continue what they have been doing all tournament, but most importantly, they got to put stops together. It can't just be one. Got to put multiple stops together. They got to change things up, Chris. I don't know if you can stay in that 2-3 against Dimes and think you're going to come out on top.
All right, let's get this final quarter underway in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get the fourth quarter on. It is a 10-point lead by Still Trill in the white uniforms. Team Throwdown trailing by 10 in the black uniforms.
Familiar territory for both teams. They're going to a switch. Dimes takes it. Oh, he's not.
Not able to get that, so Throwdown has the chance to scratch first here early in the fourth quarter. Let's see what they opt in to do. And he throws a bad pass to the corner at two guys standing there in that zone, Scott.
That's another turnover, Chris. That's 9 on the game. 9 TOs. You get double digits turnovers with this game in 5-minute quarters. That's tough. Really tough to win.
Of course, both teams a very tough road to get here tonight, live from New Orleans. $250,000 on the line.
Swizzard wants to check, Chris.
Swizzard with a big three, letting it fly. 59-46, Still Trill.
He was 4 of 4 versus the Island Gang. He has the ability to knock down shots. Clutch Gene right there in front of everybody at home.
And a nice play by Throwdown, getting down inside to let's ball up. Of course, their 6'10 slasher throwing down the two-hand jam right there.
Let's see what Throwdown does here. This is what they did to Top Knobs. They're going to try to force that tempo here. I got to put 2 on the ball, Chris, if I'm Throwdown. Dimes is going to eat you for
Dimes
lunch.
is too fast.
Lunch,
Too good
Chris.
as he comes down the lane and throws it down with one hand.
Stop right here. I got left.
And Dimes can feel it. He can
People
taste
at home are
it
just-
a few minutes away. And here's a rebound from Still Trill, and they're running and gunning. Let's see what they opt in to do here.
Take wing, Kenny.
Here comes Dimes. It looks like they're going to try to throw
I'm going left.
a double, but he gets caught up in that pick there.
Good patience.
Dimes still dribbling the ball.
Yo, you got me back on.
Dimes has that usage rate in the 40s.
Hey, I got you.
Dimes dumps it down to Detoxys, a block, and Still Trill ball.
What a spot to be in for Still Trill.
A few seconds left on the shot clock, however, so they're going to have to put up a shot. And they get it inside another block by Throwdown and another block. And there's a great defensive stop. They need to score, though, here if they want to get back in this thing.
Let me get these three.
Stop and score.
Threes.
Stop and score.
No threes.
And you can hear Dimes there saying no threes, Scott, no threes. They want to prevent the other team from getting threes.
Good shot. Now get up and press.
61-50, Still Trill
Be
with
smart,
the
though.
ball.
Just contain the basketball.
And here
If you're
comes Dimes.
You got to control the tempo here.
Absolutely. And Dimes is going to survey the floor and hits a
Great.
cutting Swizurk, who goes up and throws down a two-hand jam again.
Chris, another cut from the weak side. They're looking at that roller to dive. Instead, they're sending the other wing, and it's been successful all night.
And of course, there's going to be holes in that zone defense, Scott, every time you play a zone, and they're finding it here tonight.
It's what we teach kids. To play a zone, Chris, it's actually, you have to work harder in a zone than you do in man.
So
Got
here's
to
Kid
fly
Lit.
around and be active.
Over to TD Insanity, who pulls up from the elbow. Good. They trail by 11. Does Team Throwdown in the black uniforms. Of course, Still Trill with the lead, 63-52. 2:30 remaining in this game.
2:30 remaining. This is where you got to put 2 on the ball here.
Once
Just play
again,
5 on 4, get the pace going. There's a
Dimes
turnover.
with a rare turnover, but here comes Throwdown, and this is where they're dangerous. And here comes Dev Gosson, throws down a one-hand jam, and all of a sudden it's a 9-point game. And here's a look from Still Trill's Dimes, the most talked about player in this tournament. Pulls up a shot, and it's good.
Dimes has got 18 and 7 right now, Chris, so they've done a pretty good job thus far, but they can't let him get going here.
In this tournament, when the game was on the lines, Dimes has stepped up and hit every big shot, made every big pass, and made every big play.
I like what Still Trill's doing. They're gonna make Kid Lit and then beat them. Stay home on the outside. Make those guys finish up oversized. Smart
So
play.
once again, they trail by 9. Does Team Throwdown, 65-56.
Weak side
Here
is wide
comes
open.
Dive once again. And Dimes has been surveying the floor and really picking apart this defense, as you can see there, with those quick handles and that quick speed.
It really makes it tough, Chris. They're going man, and then that screen roll comes. They're switching.
And now here's 2 seconds, 1 second left on the shot clock. They get up a 3, and
Dimes!
he hits it. Dime beats the shot clock, 58.
Dimes with the dagger, Chris. That might be it.
Get a stop, no threes.
So the most talked about player in this tournament is the one that is coming up big down the stretch. Dimes for Still Trill, who lead by 12.
Clutch.
So here is Sandy throwing it over.
Out of bounds.
Still Trill is continuing to pressure the ball.
Still Trill can smell it, Chris. They can smell it coming. I love the intensity. This is why you play. This is an outstanding environment right now.
Listen to the excitement from both teams.
What is they talking about, man?
Gotta love it. You can hear the emotion emotion, Chris. This is. There's nothing better than this. If you're a GM of an esports team, you're looking at these 10 guys, Still Trill excited. They're right there, just
Absolutely.
over a minute away.
Throwdown has nothing to hang their heads about, though, Scott. The road that they had to take to even get here was an unbelievable road.
Oh, and it wasn't just that. Again, beating number 17 in the world, followed by number 20, then taking out the number 5 team in the defending champion Druckerbacher's, and number 1 in Top Notch.
And of course, both teams come down tonight. Let's take a look at the stats coming up here in this fourth quarter. What a game down the stretch, though. Dimes absolutely dominating.
Dimes has gotten in there at 21-7. Wanted to hold him. If I was Throwdown, my goal is to be holding under 20, keep under 5 assists. So he's got 21-7, 9 of 11. These guys are still shooting really high percentages. And then, of course, they've held Moody in check. So any type of dive or dribble penetration, Chris, they're really doing a good job at staying at home, managing the game, taking away the 3 ball.
And of course, we're going to get back into the action in the fourth quarter, Scott, but what adjustments does Team Throwdown have to make to try to make a late comeback here against Still Trill?
If your Team Throwdown, you only got a minute to go. You are trapping and you're jumping the next pass, meaning you're going to put 2 on the basketball and you're having another player come in and take away that next one pass away. That's what you got to do.
We're just a few minutes away from continuing the action. Scott, how great has Dimes been in this championship game?
He's been really good, Chris. It's about what we expected. And even Throwdown, they've done very well. Again, the only thing that you can really question, if you're a fan of Throwdown or your family members or whatever, is how long they stayed in that 2-3. It might have been a little bit too long in my opinion.
And 4 out of the 5 players for Still Trill in double figures scoring. Scott, what's been a key factor to having everyone being involved here tonight?
When you talk about champions, you got to have those role players with a championship attitude. That's exactly what Timely Cook has been. He had the assignment to guard Dev Goss, again, one of the best players in this tournament, has played him well, and he's only got 4 points. But you know what? I bet you he doesn't care. You know why? Because he wants to walk around with the check, Chris. You got to want to walk around with the check. That's a winning mentality. We love those.
And while one of these teams is going to be walking away with some diamond checks, some of these fans are going to be walking away with some pink diamond Kevin Love codes right there on the screen.
Kevin Love, high school, Lake Oswego, Oregon. Shout out to everybody back there watching this game.
And of course, there's a shot of Team Throwdown trailing here in the fourth. And we're about ready to go, about 15 seconds remaining. So we're going to get back into this one.
If you're Throwdown, again, trap. If you can find Timely Cook, again, lockdown defender. Archetype doesn't shoot it incredibly well. Foul him. See if you can get back in the game that way. Because if you don't, Rap City, Chris.
All right, let's get back into the action. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are live from New Orleans. $250,000 on the line. Still Trill with a 68-56 lead on Throwdown. 1:15 remaining in this game. And here comes Dimes up top. They're going to throw a double at him.
Take away the next pass, so he's going to have to throw a skip.
And he goes to the corner to Timely Cook, who misses the 3 there.
Oh.
But a big rebound by Still Trill.
Big. If you are Still Trill, just hold the clock. Just pass it. 4 corners, Chris. That means each corner is going to be covered here.
And there's a big steal that they needed. 52 seconds remaining.
Clock is there.
They get it in, the next ball up, and 10-point game. If any team knows about coming back, it is Throwdown. So you can see Still Trill a little shaken there by the defensive adjustment, but Still Trill is able to get an easy basket, putting the lead back up to 12, Scott.
Yep, Chris, this one looks like it's in the refrigerator. The door's closed, the lights are out, the eggs cool, the butter's get hot, and the Jello is jiggling. Looks like Still Trill is walking away with $250,000, Chris. Congratulations to them.
What? The timer wraps up. Still Trill.
Oh, insult to injury with window.
There's a bank shot 3, 73-58. 24 seconds remaining in this game, Scott.
Yep, that's it. Still Trill should hold it, and Chris, this one is a wrap.
And of course, you can see the look of disappointment on Team Throwdown, but
Kill him, man!
75-58. 4 seconds remaining. As Throwdown dribbles out this clock here. We have a champion here in New Orleans. Still Trill, still the best. They win $250,000 and a trip to the NBA All-Star festivities.
Congratulations, Still Trill.
You can see the good sportsmanship there by Team Throwdown.
Still Trill, Still Trill.
And to present the check for $250,000, please welcome Ronnie 2K. Ronnie 2K, everybody. Still Trill, took it, covering the point spread of 6, and the total of 120 went over also. $250,000.
Get that ticket, man.
Wow.
Get that ticket, man. Get that ticket, man. Get that ticket, man. What are y'all talking about, man?
Maybe the only thing better than that
Look
big
at that
check
proud mom right there.
is Ronnie 2K's suit.
She's
Scott.
crying.
Suit is a little suspect. If I give that a rating of about a 45.
And there's your look at the NBA 2K All-Star champion, Still Trill.
Thousands of teams.
Hell yeah. Video games. Balling. Getting money. $250,000. Who's gonna spend their share the worst? My money's on this guy. He looks like he's a devious man. He's gonna be worse with it. This guy's gonna invest. But, you know, congratulations, you guys. $250,000. It's outstanding, but you know, you can't just end it like this. You just won, but still one more game to go. So please welcome NBA star Aaron Gordon, Kyrie Irving, Paul George, Kevin Durant, and CJ McCullough. Did I fuck this up? Oh. You gotta play against these guys now. Kevin Durant. One more game against real NBA players. All right. All right. One more game. Get back in there.
All right, so there it is. You may be champions, but you have some new challengers immediately. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, CJ McCollum, Paul George, the NBA 2K17 cover athlete, and Aaron Gordon, Scott OG.
This is awesome. This is awesome. What? If you're Still Trill, I mean, you just won. You know, you're still going through your head. What's awesome about these NBA guys that are here is they're all good 2K players. They all play the game, so.
Absolutely, and not only are they going to be taking on the world champion Still Trill, but you can see him setting up all these cards with their player images on it. Scott, they're going up against the real NBA players right now.
They just won 50 grand pretty much if they're splitting it that way, and then now they get to play their NBA heroes. Can't ask us for much more than that. If you're Still Trill, I mean, I feel like you're probably flying right now.
Now, I know all 5 of these guys play NBA 2K a lot, but I have to ask, Scott, they're going up against the world champions, Still Trill, $250K in their pockets. What do you got in this game?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, again, we talk about a guy like KD. He's the exception. He's not the rule. So if we let everybody, try to be KD or PG and all them, everybody would try to create those guys. So it should be very interesting to see how they go. And not only that, these guys are competitors too.
I love all 5 of these NBA players, but Dimes might kill every single one of them on the court with his play.
Have somebody's ankles.
Absolutely, but this should be an interesting matchup and probably one we wouldn't think about talking about tonight. Dimes versus Kyrie Irving, Scott.
Oh, you're talking about the best ankle breaker in the virtual world against the best ankle breaker on the real hardwood. So this should be pretty fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can see right there those player cards. So you take a look at Kyrie Irving. And there's the winners. Almost in more disbelief that the NBA players are out here than them actually winning the $250,000.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how much the NBA guys have talked in the back about what they're going to run or do. I'm sure it'll be pretty straightforward.
Absolutely, and a blending of real-life competition, meaning, of course, the virtual hoops and the virtual hardwood.
Yep.
So we're going to see a little bit of this action.
-7 points. -7 is my point spread. Hey, hey, KD, these dudes about to dust y'all. They live this. They live this for real.
He nervous, low key.
You think they're about to lose to you guys in front of all of us? You know what this means? One of their moms is here. Your mom not here. There's 2 moms here. Your mama not here. Kyrie's coaching. This is gonna be brutal.
Put it up, go to it doesn't matter. If you want to pull for threes, I'm getting back on defense. I'm doing the right thing.
How you feeling right now? You about to play against actual NBA players.
Man, it's a dream come true, man.
It's all right. Let's do it. Game on. Start. Unpause. There we go. Okay.
So here's the scene. NBA players going up against the world champion Still Trill team.
It's got to be awesome for Dimes. Dimes from Cleveland, a big Cavs fan, going up against his boy Kyrie.
So yes, once again, Still Trill's roster of Dimes at the point guard, Swazerk at the 2, Timely Cook at the 3, Kenny got work, and Detoxy's going up against Kyrie Irving, CJ McCollum, Kevin Durant, Paul George, and Aaron Gordon.
Let's kill them too.
It's quite exciting, Chris, and the fact that these NBA guys are competitors. So that they don't care how good Still Trill is. They're going to want to come out of this thing with the lead.
And you have to wonder where the trash talking is going to start first, from the NBA side or from the esports side. And of course, this is a matchup that probably these virtual My players were never expecting to see going up against some of these NBA players.
Oh, they're starting early.
And Still Trill starts off to a 3-0 lead, so let's see what happens here with the NBA guys. They throw an ill-advised pass, caught by Dimes, is going to cross over, go to the corner, back up top to Swazerk.
I don't care who you are.
And he should change his gamer tag to Swiss Zerk, because he is dropping threes left and right tonight. So there's a look at Still Trill, your $250,000 champion. And the NBA guys are finally going to get on offense, and here they come down the lane.
Nice
and up
finish.
and good. So 6-2, Still Trill early on here. And they get it down.
Well, they're laughing. They're just laughing right now. Still Trill.
They definitely know they have a little bit more chemistry on the court than, say, some of these guys that aren't playing thousands of games, Scott.
Again, these NBA guys are playing the game too. I mean, they're good at the game. And as I say that, it literally is one pass at about 50 feet for a dunk.
So 10-4, and there's a look at the intensity on the NBA player faces.
I thought Kyrie was going to size him up there. Oh, back
There's
up.
PG, who misses a dunk, but Kevin Durant, pump fake, back up to Kyrie, down low to McCollum. McCollum goes up and in, but gets swatted down low by that Still Trill defense, but he passes it over to Durant. A nice wraparound pass, and now it's 6-10. And here comes Dimes.
He's got Dimes.
Here's
Swazerk, why not? Another one!
And he turns around. Turns around after that 3, Scott.
If I'm in the gym, I'm in range, Chris.
Gotta love that championship swagger 13-6, still Trill. So, of course, once again, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, C.J. McCollum, Paul George, and Aaron Gordon challenging the championship still Trill team. And they got the ball in their hands. Over to Kyrie. Kyrie's going to use that speed of his that's oh so dangerous in 2K. One of my favorite players to play as in team up. And they go up, rattles out.
Nice pass.
Go up again, and good. And an 8-13.
Whoever thought you'd see this in the virtual world, you got KD dropping it off to PG for the little southpaw finish. You gotta like that, Chris.
And here comes Dimes. He goes down low, and there's a nice block there. Can't go up with that weak stuff against NBA players. But here comes Timely Cook over to Dimes. Back to Cook, and he's going to be cooking from the corner.
Timely Cook.
Another jumper for Cook. Nice ball
Timely
passing
Cook built like Paul
by
George.
Dimes.
6'7", long, best defender in the tournament. Rips PG.
So here comes the NBA players. You know they have to be loving this. Playing some of the best in the world against literally some of the best in the world.
He's back on D.
And Timely Cook throws down a two-hand jam to make it 17-8. NBA guys. And they force Kyrie out of bounds there.
He pauses the game to think about what went wrong.
A lot of communication by the NBA guys.
I told you that these dudes are competing, man. There's no way. These are the best guys in the world. You know how hard it is to make it in the NBA? You think about this still limited amount of players. So these guys are at the highest of the high right now.
And you have to wonder if the nerves are setting in for these 5 NBA players going up against the best in NBA 2K.
I'll tell you right now, Chris Swizzer can care less. He's letting that thing fly. And it's dropping. He's playing the game. Let's get it out of the net.
All right, we're going to reset the unpause.
No different than in real life. If I'm KD, give me the ball.
So here comes the Still Trill team who turns over the ball. And here comes PG over to Kyrie in the corner.
Oh,
no good.
You know Kyrie's got to know his own shot.
Absolutely. And here's Timely Cook just cooking here against the NBA players.
Another basket off the transition basket off this. Easy.
So here's Kyrie. Blows by the defender there. There's PG.
Kyrie doesn't want to talk because he's focused on losing.
There's PG back up top to Kyrie. And you can see this defense hounding the NBA players. Here's PG from the corner. Money. 19-11.
Only down 8, Chris. I'm sure a lot of guys
Durant,
are expected to be deeper in this.
If you all lose this game, will you join their team next season?
Say what?
Dialed in, Chris.
He is ready to go. You can see the look of intensity on Kevin Durant's face. He tries to throw up a lob to no one trailing, but here's a pass over the court, and he goes up and gets stripped. Kyrie goes up, misses. Swizzer on the board.
Aaron Gordon's got to use that vertical.
There's a great look at the NBA players getting a taste of a championship 2K team. Still Trill, of course, the winners of the $250,000 prize here in New Orleans. Here's Kyrie over to PG. PG down inside to Kevin Durant. He does a nice up fake and throws it down with one hand, just like he does in real life, Scott. Dangerous.
Nice. You're seeing a lot of ball movement from the NBA guys.
Absolutely.
Trying to get that thing side to side. Swizzer, I'm going home.
There's a deep 3 by Swizzer. The range truly is limitless.
Fire it. It's like a celebrity game out here. Catching a pole.
Absolutely. And they're doubling Kyrie, so they are not taking it easy on these NBA guys here tonight. And there we go again. Timely Cook.
Wow.
Cooking some NBA players tonight. There you go, still Trill with the ball. 4 seconds remaining the first, and Timely Cook goes up and one jam. So the story of this game has been Timely Cook.
Pure joy over here on the side of Still Trill. How y'all doing over here?
You said how we feeling? Yeah. Man, it's unbelievable. I don't even know what to say, man.
I think Kyrie is saying it's a long game, but it's y'all down 16 right now. Dimes, wow. And that's the end of the first quarter. We got, woof.
So there you have it. Still Trill, a quarter of action against these NBA players. That is the game. So there, once again, is Still Trill, $250,000 richer. Going to be attending all the All-Star events here in New Orleans. And there's a shot of the 5 NBA players: Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, CJ McCollum, Paul George, and Aaron Gordon. So Scott, now that we are done with this championship game, Still Trill takes it home, $250,000 richer. What was it that had their success in their hands?
The moment wasn't too big, Chris. They executed. They took what Throwdown gave them. Dimes showed up. They kept the pace, everything that they needed to do, and most importantly, Chris, they executed. There
Absolutely.
you go, $250,000 richer. Congratulations.
And then getting a chance to play against some of the, the players. And right there, you might be looking at the #1 overall pick in the NBA 2K E-League as we continue down the road of NBA 2K and esports. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us live from New Orleans as it was Still Trill over Team Throwdown, taking home the money in the $250,000. I'm Chris Manning, he's Scott O'Gallagher. Thank you, live from New Orleans.